In 2020, the COVID-19 virus completely turned our world upside down and touched every corner of the globe. Sadly, millions of people lost their lives and billions of livelihoods were affected by the lockdowns that followed. This was just the latest shock for millions of small-scale farmers all around the world. Last year, I visited Zambia to see the work IFAD have been doing to support the poorest farmers try to rebuild their lives.
Edina is taking good care of her chickens. These hens were her main source of income and food during the COVID pandemic.
My grandchildren, kids, weren't getting enough food. It wasn't enough. The food they were getting wasn't enough.
The 52-year-old widow used to rely on her goats to help feed her 7 children and 16 grandchildren. But the COVID-19 pandemic cut off her only source of income, as she could not leave the house to sell their milk or meat.
I've got a big family here, and I'm a single lady. So it was very difficult for me. I wouldn't sleep. I was stressed, very stressed. Yeah. What will these people eat?
IFAD's Rural Poor Stimulus Facility, or RPSF, provided much needed financial support to help smallholder farmers in Zambia find alternative sources of income. IFAD and the Zambian government received $1.3 million from the RPSF fund. They decided to give livestock that would provide an immediate source of food and income. Edina and her local women's group received 20 chickens. She used the chicken eggs to feed her family. Very quickly, they bred and multiplied, and she was able to sell the surplus.
They grew up after 3 to 4 months. I started selling the eggs, sold some of the chickens to buy food.
She and her neighbours now have over 70 chickens and have been able to purchase other animals with their profits. Violet and her cooperative were given rabbits rather than chickens. Like chickens, rabbits reproduce quickly, offering immediate nutritional benefit and long-term opportunities to sell the surplus and make a profit.
They have a very good way to multiply themselves, and they can feed themselves with those rabbits. And rabbits also have actually a good activity for the garden. They can actually also eat grass. And again, it's a very easy animal to maintain.
The rabbits have also helped her remain resilient during other shocks like climate change. Droughts and now record winter cold temperatures have hampered her ability to grow crops.
Tugulisako tutwakalulu nothandizika pang'anda. Oloyala milisi yekanga tugulisa nogulako soti milisi nakulya nsina pang'anda.
Receiving livestock has helped farmers in Zambia recover from the pandemic, but it has also had a lasting impact on their families. Like many other countries in Africa, Zambia is also feeling the impact of the war in Ukraine and the cost of living crisis. Violet and Edina are now in a much better place to deal with those shocks.
Hearing Edina's story has been really inspiring for me. COVID was a really tough time, but this fund, I've just learned how it's really improved her life, and it's really good at how this is going to leave a legacy now for her kids and her grandkids going forward as well, so that they can lead a really prosperous life.
Thanks to IFAD's support, the long-term picture is bright.